Welcome. This meditation I'm going to share came to me just as I was sitting in meditation, and it started sort of playing in my brain. So I'm going to share it with you today. And it's called the Burning Bush Meditation. To begin with, get into your meditative position, sitting in full lotus or half lotus or whatever works for you. Fold your hands in your lap. Sit up straight. Close your eyes. Beginning with your lower back. Notice any and all pain points in your lower back. Notice the stress, the tension that lives in your lower back. See all of this tension as a series of points. Like points of acupuncture, needle points, poking you, hurting you, giving you strain and stress. Now, view each one of these points of pain as a painful memory. In the form of a video clip. Each one of these video clips is like a movie of a painful experience you may have had in the past. Each one of these points of tension represents one of these painful memories that is now appearing as a video clip, all of them playing simultaneously at each of these pain points of stress and strain in your lower back. Now view each one of these little video clips as a leaf on a bush forming a bush complete with branches and stems. Each one of these painful memories, instead of being a video clip, has now transformed into one of the leaves on this bush. Together they form a bush that represents all of the stress and strain in your lower back. Now, imagine yourself taking a box of matches. Set fire to the bush. Now watch as all these painful memories are burned like a giant bush burning, and the entire bush is consumed by fire. The smoke from the fire rises up through you, through your neck, and out the top of your head, as if your neck and your head were a chimney, and this fire is traveling upward and escaping through the chimney that is your neck and the top of your head. Now, the bush has been fully consumed with fire. The painful memories are gone, never to return. And along with the memories, the tension that lived in your lower back is now gone, allowing you to sink deeper into this meditation, into this meditative state. You are now in a deeper state of relaxation due to the fact that all the tension in your lower back is now gone. Now bring your attention to your upper back as we repeat the same process for each and every part of your body. Bringing your attention to your upper back, notice the tension and anxiety that's in your back, that's in your shoulders, that's in the back of your neck. Notice this tension that lives there, and see all of this tension as a series of points that are poking you and pricking you and preventing you from relaxation into this meditation. Breathe deeply. Notice these pain points and visualize each of these pain points as a single video clip of a painful memory, of a traumatic experience, an experience of humiliation, an experience of extreme trauma or pain. Each one of these pain points represents one of these memories in the form of a video clip. Now each of these video clips will be transformed into a leaf of a great bush. Together they will form all the leaves of a bush that represents all of the tension and strain and stress and weariness that lives in your upper back, your shoulders, and your neck. Now get your box of matches, light one of them, and set fire to this bush. Do this now. Notice how all of the memories are now wilting. As they are consumed with fire, they're smoldering. The bush itself is burning until it is totally consumed. No longer green, turns to dark ash. No longer standing, it is consumed with fire until it is nothing but ash on the ground. The smoke from this fire rises through you, up through your neck and the top of your head, as if the neck and top of your head were a chimney. This fire is escaping through the chimney, leaving you with no memory of these traumatic experiences and events. They have been erased from your memory. You no longer carry them. They have been burned and consumed with fire. Along with the traumatic memories and the experiential emotions associated with them, the stress and the strain is also gone, allowing you to sink deeper into your state of meditation. Moving now to your chest. Your pectoral muscles. Notice any and all tension that lives in your chest. All the stress and the strain. See all of this tension as a series of points. Like pinpoints. And allow each of these points to be represented by a video clip which represents a painful or traumatic experience you may have had in your lifetime. Now watch as each of these traumatic experiences, represented as video clips, transform into leaves on a big bush. This bush in total representing all of the tension and strain and stress that lives in your chest. Now, take your box of matches and strike one, lighting a flame. Hold it up to the bush, allowing the flame to catch on the bush and set fire to this bush. Now watch as all of these memories begin to burn in this fire. And the bush itself begins to be consumed completely with fire until it is burned completely to the ground, and nothing is left except for a pile of ashes. All the smoke from the burning bush rises up through you and exits you through your neck and the top of your head, as if the neck and the top of your head were a chimney, allowing this smoke to escape. The smoke is gone, and along with the smoke, these memories are gone. They leave you. You are no longer carrying them. They disappear into nothingness forever. Along with the exiting of these memories, the tension in your chest is also gone. It leaves you completely, allowing you to sink even yet deeper into your state of meditation. Now, moving down to your stomach. Notice the tension you're carrying in your stomach and your waist. Visualize this tension as a series of pinpoints. Each one of these points representing a point of pain or tension in your stomach, your solar plexus, your waist. Now visualize each one of these pain points once again as being represented by a video clip of a painful experience or memory that you may have had in the past at some point. Now allow these video clips, as you continue to breathe deeply, allow these video clips to transform into the leaves of a bush, together forming a bush complete with branches and stems, which represents all of the tension that you've been carrying in your stomach, your solar plexus, your waist. Now, imagine yourself getting out a box of matches, lighting one of them, and holding it up to this bush, setting fire to it, so that it may be consumed with fire. Notice the stress and the strain that you've been carrying in your stomach beginning to dissolve as it is consumed with fire completely, and it no longer has power over you. Envision the smoke rising up through you, like your breath, rising through your body, traveling upwards through your neck, as if your neck was a chimney and the top of your head was the opening to the chimney. Watch as the smoke rises through you and escapes through your neck and the top of your head, leaving you forever, exiting, disappearing from your being for all time. You are free of it, and you are also free of the strain and the stress and the tension that you are carrying in your stomach in your solar plexus, in your waist, as a result. You're free of it now. And you're allowing yourself now to sink deeper and deeper into your state of meditation. Now, notice the tension in your arms. Picture this tension as a series of pinpoints, each point representing a point of pain or tension or anxiety, stress or strain or fear. Now picture each one of these points as being a video clip representing a painful memory or traumatic experience you may have had at some point in your past. Each of these traumatic experiences represented now as a video clip are beginning now to turn into leaves of a bush. Gathered together, they form one singular bush, which represents all of the tension that lives in your arms. And all of the traumatic experiences and emotions associated with that tension that are being stored in your arms. They are now represented as this bush. And now, picture yourself pulling out a box of matches, lighting one of them, and setting fire to this bush. Once again, the bush catches fire and begins to be consumed. Feel yourself melting into deep relaxation. Feel all your anxieties and fears and tensions leaving you as they are consumed by this fire. All of the traumatic, negative experiences are being consumed by this fire, and they're burning up. And the smoke from this fire, of this burning bush, is now traveling upward through your body like breath. Up through your body, through your neck, and through the top of your head, as if your neck and your head represented a chimney. The smoke is escaping through this chimney, and these negative memories are leaving you permanently. They are erased from your being forever, leaving you with nothing but pure, total relaxation and a state of well-being. The tension caused by these negative memories that was living and abiding in your arms is now gone, and along with this tension being released, you are able to sink deeper even deeper into this state of deep, relaxed meditation. Now, envision the tension that lives in your hands. Envision the tension as a series of pinpoints. Each pinpoint represents a point of pain or tension or anxiety, strain, stress. Now envision each one of these points being transformed into a painful memory represented by a video clip, something you experienced in your past, something traumatic. Each one of these points is now represented by a video clip of a traumatic experience you had in your past. Now each one of these video clips will transform into a leaf. Together, all of these leaves form a bush, and this bush represents all of the tension and strain that lives in your hands. Envision yourself pulling out a match and a matchbox, lighting a match and setting fire to this bush, which totally represents all of the tension, all of the strain, all of the stress that lives in your hands. Do this now. Set fire to the bush and allow it to be consumed. Notice the sense of relief that you feel, as if a load is being lifted off of you, as all of these painful memories are consumed by this fire, and they no longer have any power over you. As they are consumed with fire, the smoke from the fire rises up through your body, like breath, traveling up through your body, through your neck, as if your neck was a chimney, and out the top of your head, as if the top of your head was the opening to the chimney. The smoke now escapes this way, leaving your body, and permanently leaving your being forever. It no longer has any power over you. It is gone. Feel how the absence of this tension and this pain and this strain of traumatic experiences that lived in your hands, feel how the absence of that has created a space of peace, of relief, of relaxation, which allows you to sink even deeper into meditation. Now, bring your awareness to the tension and the strain and the pain and the anxiety and the fear and the worry that lives in your legs, in your groin, in your buttocks. Become aware of this tension and pain. As a series of pinpoints, each pinpoint representing a point of pain or anxiety or tension, preventing you from relaxing, preventing you from being at peace. Take a deep breath, allowing yourself to become aware of the totality of the tension and strain and anxiety and fear and doubt and worry that lives in your legs, in your groin, in your buttocks. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale. Become aware of the fullness of this pain. Become aware of how this pain can be represented as a series of pinpoints, representing the crests and the valleys of this pain, the nuances of it, which live in your legs, in your groin, in your buttocks. Each one of these points, imagine it being represented by a video clip of a traumatic experience you may have had in your past, an emotionally painful and dark experience. Each one of these points now represents an emotionally dark, painful experience in your past. And these experiences are represented as a video clip. There is now a web of video clips, all representing one of these pain points, all representing an experience which was traumatic and emotionally painful that you had in your past. Now imagine each one of these video clips transforming into a leaf on a bush. Together, they form one singular bush representing all of the pain and the strain and the stress that lives in your legs, that lives in your groin, that lives in your buttocks. Now envision yourself pulling out a matchbook, pulling out a match and lighting it, and holding it up to this bush. And setting fire to the bush, allowing the bush to be consumed with flames completely. Notice how with each passing second, the fire consumes the bush more and more. And as it consumes the bush more and more, the various nuances of all of your suffering and trauma are also consumed by this fire. Notice how the fire consumes the entirety of your bush, the bush that represents all of the pain, the suffering, the strain, the tension. That lives in your legs, that lives in your groin, that lives in your buttocks. As the bush is consumed by fire, the smoke from the fire rises up into you like breath, but travels all the way through you, up through your neck, as if your neck were a chimney, allowing the smoke to escape, and the top of your head were the opening to the chimney. And the black, billowing smoke of all this trauma was being burned and allowed to escape finally through your neck and through the top of your head, as if they were a chimney, allowing the smoke to escape. The smoke travels through your chimney into the ether and is lost forever. You are no longer carrying any of that trauma. It is gone. And the bush has been completely consumed with fire. Notice the sense of stillness. Notice the sense of inner peace that you now feel. Due to the fact that you are no longer carrying all of that strain, all of that trauma, the memory of all of that damage, the traumatic emotional experiences. All of them are now gone. You're no longer carrying them. And as a result, you feel a sense of relief, a sense of deep relaxation, a sense of peace, which allows you to sink even deeper into the space of stillness and meditation. Now bring your attention to your feet and your ankles, and notice all the tension and the pain and the strain that lives in your feet, that lives in your ankles. Notice this strain and this pain and this tension. And envision this pain and strain and tension as a series of points, like pinpoints or acupuncture points. And each of these points is represented by a different video clip of a traumatic experience that you may have had, or a traumatic memory. Acknowledge the depth of this trauma that has lived in you. Acknowledge the depth and the horror of it. Acknowledge what it has meant to you to have to carry it, what it has done to you. And the damage it's caused. But see it as a video clip, among other video clips of traumatic experiences you may have had. Now envision each one of these video clips as forming a web, representing all of the trauma that lives in your feet, that lives in your ankles. The painful memories, the tension, the strain, the stress, the weight, the burden, the fear, the anxiety, the doubt, the despair. It is all represented by a web of video clips. A web. There can be no forgiving the people who caused you to feel these things. There is no forgiving them, and there is no need to. There is no forgiving yourself for what you may have done. What you did is done and in the past. You do not need to forgive yourself or anyone else. Simply let these memories appear. Let them be represented in the form of video clips, forming a web, which in total represents all of the strain and stress that you've been carrying in your feet, that you've been carrying in your ankles. Now let each one of these video clips transform into a leaf. Gathered together, they represent one singular bush, and this bush represents all of the trauma and strain and the memories of abuse and negative emotions which you have been carrying in your feet, in your ankles. Now envision yourself with a box of matches. Take out one match and strike it and set fire to this bush. Permanently and forever, destroying all of these memories which have haunted you and tortured you. They are now being consumed with fire. Feel the relief as they are finally and totally erased from your mind, from your spirit, from your being, along with any sense of responsibility or a need to resolve or forgive. They are simply being wiped away. They are forgotten. They are no longer important. You don't need them. They are gone. Watch as the bush is totally consumed and burns all the way down until it is a pile of ashes. Envision the smoke from the bush rising up through you like breath, traveling through you all the way through your neck, as if your neck were a chimney, and the top of your head, as if the top of your head were the opening to the chimney. Big clouds of billowing black smoke are floating up through the chimney, into the air, into the ether, dissolving, mixing with other air particles, turning into nothingness. They are gone. They are forever gone, and you are forever released from your need to carry them. Now, notice the strain and the stress and the pain and the worry and the fear and the anxiety that you're carrying in your face, in your head, in your ears, the crown of your head, the base of your neck. Envision the totality of this stress and strain as a series of points, like pinpoints or acupuncture points, which together form a web which represents the totality of all of the stress and the strain and the pain and the worry and the concern and the fear that has lived and has been carried by you in your head, in your neck, in your face for many, many years. Envision this pain and stress and strain as a series of points. And picture these points as being represented, each individual point represented by a different video clip of a traumatic experience that you may have had, an emotionally troubling moment in your past. Each point represents one of these and is represented by a video clip of the event. Acknowledge the severity and the seriousness of each one of these moments. Acknowledge it, but be indifferent. Be disinterested. Be aloof and dispassionate. Merely acknowledge them. Envision them as a web of points. Now picture each one of these points transforming into a leaf. Together, this web of leaves forms a bush, and this bush represents all of the pain and the strain that these traumatic experiences have forced you to carry in your face, in your head, in your neck. Now, picture yourself taking out a box of matches, lighting one of them and holding it up to this bush, setting fire to it, and watch as it gets consumed with fire. As you envision this bush getting consumed with fire, the smoke from the fire is rising up into the air, leaving your life, leaving you with nothing but peace and stillness, and a sense of absolute and total well-being, which is totally yours, that no one can take from you. It belongs to you now. It belonged to you even then, and it belongs to you forever. You are free, forever, from these memories. They are gone. They cannot be retrieved. They have been erased. You don't need them. Let them go. And now, finally, take some deep breaths. Notice how the absence of this strain and stress in your neck, in your face, in your head. Has created a space of peace, of relaxation, of emptiness, which you can now abide in, and will now become an entry point for you to go deeper yet, deeper still, into this space of serene, perfect, gentle presence, awareness, and stillness that is yours through your personal meditation experience that you're having this moment. Finally, envision all of the pain, past, present, and future, that it lives in the entirety of your being, in the entirety of your body, in the entirety of your soul. Your causal body, your astral body, your mind, your heart, all of the pain, all of the trauma, all of the confusion that has prevented you from being in a state of peace for so long. Envision it now as a series of points, like pinpoints or acupuncture points. And watch as these points are now being represented by traumatic experiences, represented by video clips. And let each one of these video clips then be transformed into a singular leaf gathered together to create one bush, which represents the totality of all the pain that you have ever experienced, that you are experiencing, that you will ever experience. And then envision yourself getting out a box of matches and lighting one of them and holding it up to this bush and letting it catch fire. And watch as the bush becomes completely consumed with flames. Watch as the bush begins to burn, burning, smoldering, destroying the infinite nuances of your infinite suffering, which have plagued you for eons, that have plagued you for infinity. All of the pain, past, present, and future, is now being consumed, completely consumed by fire. The pain which is represented by this bush is being consumed by fire and is burning to the ground, the smoke of which, black, dark, ugly, disgusting, foul, putrid, is being lifted into the air, carried away. It is erased from your being permanently. You no longer have access to it. You are no longer carrying it. You no longer even remember it. It just never happened. It is gone forever. Leaving you with nothing but a sense of perfect stillness, well-being, inner peace, happiness, total and complete freedom, fulfillment, to live your life the way you want it to be lived, in dignity, in control, in freedom, power, peace. Notice as the bush finally smolders and is totally gone, leaving nothing but a pile of dark, smoldering ashes. Now become aware. Become aware. Be aware of the total and complete emptiness that is now here, that you are now experiencing. A total and complete nothingness, where you are not one thing or another. You are just simply everything and nothing. And you have a sense, a deep sense of inner peace, well-being, but you are the peace, you are the space, you are potential, you are hope, you are all positive things. You are infinitely free beyond time. You are no longer bound by any form of time. You have transcended time. You are capable of all things. You are no longer limited by any personal experiences of trauma or abuse. You have been freed from them permanently, and you are now experiencing pain-free consciousness, which is yours forever. You will live now forever in a permanent, complete, perfect state of timeless being, where you are free to do exactly what you want, when you want, and how you want, and there is no being which can disrupt this, because it belongs to you. Congratulations. You have been fully cleansed. You are now sinking completely, fully, and totally into this state of total freedom. You may remain in this state however long, however short you wish. It makes no difference. There's no longer any difference for you between sitting in meditation or being in any other activity. For you, it is all simply play, and you are now experiencing total enlightenment and freedom to create your reality exactly how you want it to, not being imposed, but being chosen by you. There is no outside imposition. It is all up to you. Do with it what you will. I release you. You are now free.